Welcome to my top 10 tips for Excel. First one, autofill double click. Autofill's this one. You know the one where you grab the corner, it puts loads of information in lots of different cells? I love it, I use it all the time. The only problem is sometimes if you've got a really big spreadsheet, you're dragging down, and whoa, you've missed the end. Hang on, I'll drag it up. Whoa, missed it again. Up and down, really annoying. Here's my tip. Go to the cell, go to the corner, but don't drag, double click. This will fill it all the way down to the bottom of the list until it finds a blank cell. Whether you're doing this with text or with formulas, for example, if I've got a formula, this, multiplied by this, one answer, double click the corner, there's all my answers. I really like this one, it'll stop you with that scrolling seesaw which can be so annoying. Tip number 2. Sometimes I don't know what day it is. In Excel, that's easily sorted. Hold down the Control key on your keyboard and then tap semicolon. That's today's date. Dead easy, really quick, and helps me out a lot. Tip number 3 is also to do with dates. Let's say that's Monday's date here. Underneath it I'm going to type in next Monday's date. Select both those cells and then again use autofill and it'll put in all of the Mondays moving forward. Excel knows how many days there are in each month. It even takes into account leap years. Really clever if you need to do week commencing stuff. Third tip's all about zooming. If you've got text that's too small or too big, you probably know you can zoom using this button up here. That's 200%, that's 50%, etc. This is a lot quicker though. Hold down the Control key on your keyboard and use the mouse wheel to zoom in, zoom out, and you can just get it just to the right size. Much quicker and much easier than having to type in here or use the drop down. Tip number 5's easy summing. Okay, imagine I wanted some totals along the bottom here to add up all these numbers, and I also wanted some totals down the side here, and then in the corner I wanted a grand total. Very, very common to want this kind of spreadsheet. I can do all of those totals in one go. This is how you do it. Select all of the numbers and the space where the answers are going to go. So select all that area first, and then one click on this button up here. Fantastic button, looks like the letter M on its side. Bang! There's all the answers. All the formulas are in there, they're all correct, and a grand total down the side. I really like that one, save you a lot of time. The next tip's about charts. I use charts all the time, and this is the quickest way to create a chart. Select the information you're interested in. This time I want the labels and the data, so I want all of those labels down the side and all of the data, not the totals this time, just the labels and the data. Once you've got that selected, really easy to do this one. On your keyboard you're looking for F11. Bang! There's an instantaneous chart, all correct, all the labels are there, and you can do whatever you want with it. Really quick, really easy way of visualizing your information. Next tip is do again. You can use the F4 shortcut key to do anything you've just done again. Here's an example. I want to insert a worksheet, so insert worksheet, and there it is. That's fine if you just want to do one, but if you wanted to insert 6, you have to go insert worksheet, a bit laborious. So the last thing I just did was to insert a worksheet, so if I press F4, it inserts another one. If I press it another 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's inserted another 4 worksheets. Really quick, really easy to do. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. If I delete a worksheet and then press F4, 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 it just deletes another worksheet. If I've just made something bold and then I use F4, again, it'll just keep making things bold until I do something else. Whatever you've just done, it'll do it again and save you a lot of time. Next tip is all to do with about selection. If you've got a spreadsheet which has got loads of information on, it can be difficult sometimes to select it all. It just takes a lot of time, or you might miss the end, just as I've just done before, and it can be a bit annoying. So to select a really large bit of data, my tip is this. Go up to the top left-hand cell, then hold down the Control and the Shift keys at the same time. Then using the cursor keys, go one to the right and one down. This will nicely select that large area for you, all the cells in it. Incidentally, it doesn't matter where you are. If I'm at the bottom right hand corner, I hold down Control and Shift and then it's up and left, and that'll do the same thing. Really handy. A similar one is if you want to just jump to the other end of your spreadsheet. I'm at the top of my spreadsheet now, and if I wanted to just jump quickly to the bottom of it, and that might be several thousand cells down, I use the Control key on its own and then the arrow. So if I use Control down, that'll take me to the bottom of the spreadsheet. Control up will take me to the top. So two things that are quite similar there. Hold both Control and Shift and then the arrows to select large range of data, or just Control on its own to jump to the other end of your spreadsheet. Okay, the next tip I'm going to show you is all about separating information. In this column here, I've got names. What I've actually got is two separate bits of information in the same cell. In this case, first name and surname of these people is in the same cell. For lots of reasons, you might want to split those two bits of information up into two separate cells. Here's how you do it. First of all, I'm just going to insert a column. So I've got some space for the surnames to go, and then I'm going to select all of these names. I'll just use that tip we just learned, Control and Shift down, selects all those names. Now I can use this fantastic tip in order to split them up. What I do is go to Data and then Text to Columns. This will get me to a wizard and it'll ask me, is my list delimited? And it is, and I'll show you how in a moment. Go to Next, it'll basically say, is it delimited by a tab or a semicolon or a comma, or in this case our list is delimited by a space. So just make sure you've got that space ticked there and then click on Finish, and there you go. It splits up all of the names into two separate cells and makes them easier to deal with. Incidentally, some people have the same problem but the opposite way around. In other words, you've got two bits of information in two separate cells and you want to bring them together into the same cell. I'll show you how to do that as well. I'm going to insert another column. This time I'm going to use a formula. The formula is equals this cell and, so I'm using Shift and 7, the ampersand, this cell. Press Enter and there's the name. This doesn't look too nice because now I've lost the space in the middle, so I can amend that. And this time I'm going to say equals this cell and a space. In Excel you need to use inverted commas around your space, so we've got the cell, the ampersand, and then inverted commas, space, inverted commas, and the surname. Enter that one. That gives me a full name, including a space, and using tip number 1, I double click, and there's all the names all joined up back together again. So whether you're splitting things up or moving things back together again, it's very easy to do in Excel. Here's the last tip, drop down lists. If I'm entering in information in these cells here, then typing it is easy to do, but it's laborious and often leads to spelling mistakes. What I'd really like is to have a drop-down list of all of the people and I can just pick from that list. In order to do this, the list must already exist. I've got it over here, and this is a list of all the people I might want to use. So make sure you've already got the list of things that you want in a drop-down list somewhere, doesn't matter where, but somewhere on the sheet. Then you can start. So I just select all the cells I want to affect and go to Data, Validation. Then in the top box it says Allow anything from a list, so I'm picking List. And it says where's the source of my list, so I scroll across to wherever my list is, drag over it, click OK. And now when I go and have a look here, you'll see that in each of these cells I've got a drop down which allows me to pick someone from the list. That's all my tips. You can download the cheat sheet from the website, and thanks for listening. Bye.